In Sichas Haran, Siman Mem, number 40, Rabbeinu has a long discussion about Chanukah. It doesn't start out about Chanukah, but it becomes a long discussion about Chanukah. And in part of that discussion, the Rebbe talks about the fact that nothing is static in this world. Things are constantly changing. Sometimes something can be on a very high plane, have a role of leadership, and then things can change, and it becomes has a lower status, and has a role and a function of a follower, and not only the same object or the same person, but even the whole existence of the thing can change. The particular example that Rabbeinu Gonzal gives is that a human being can become a malach, an angel, and a malach can become a human being. Things are constantly changing, and nothing is static. The Rebbe relates this to the dreidel, that nice little top that we spin, a toy, which may not be as much as a toy as we usually think. But this is the point. The point I want to talk about is this idea that things are constantly changing, and one thing can become another. It's a very, very ancient tradition. Ancient is a word thrown around a lot, but it's certainly really old, but it's not ancient, that Jews on Hanukkah give gelt. They give money. We don't give presents. This concept of giving Hanukkah presents is fairly recent. Let's call it 100 years old, just to be approximate. It's probably something that was born in America, where America was basically founded to make a buck. But really, Jews always gave money as a Hanukkah gift. And why is that? We can say from this Siman Mem, number 40 in Sichas Haran, that it's for this very reason. Money, you give somebody a gift, you give them a book, you give them a menorah. You can give them a sefer, something holy, right? But that's static. That sefer will always be that sefer. The menorah will always be the menorah. It's going to be unchanging. It's a very nice gift, very thoughtful. You spend a lot of money on it. But it doesn't have this feature that money has. Money can become whatever you want it to become, if you have enough of it at least. Right? So money is this idea of constant change. That's one thing can become another. Right? You can take that money, you can buy with it a sufganiyah, a jelly donut, or you can buy the sefer. The person receiving the gift can buy the sefer. Right? But this is a very important feature of money. It's so much so that one of the Hebrew words for money is zuzim, and the word which comes from the word zuz, to move, because money is constantly changing hands. Even digital money, which never is actually in your digits, is constantly changing hands and on the move all the time. And part of that is because an essential feature of money is that it can change and become one thing to another. And civilizations throughout history have sort of been marked in their evolution when they've gone from a barter system where they trade one thing for another thing, and move over to a system of having money, where they can have a piece of paper or a coin and give that and receive something in return. So this is part of what the Rebbe, I think, is referring to, or at least what we can say is a reason why Jews on Chanukah give gelt as a gift, because part of the idea of Chanukah is that nothing is static, that even something that's totally material can become ethereal and spiritual, and God forbid the other way around, something could fall and something that's really sacred or should be sacred can become misused and abused and become material and gross and just used for a totally wrong purpose. So we should be zocheh to fulfill the mitzvahs of Chanukah properly. We should be merit and be privileged to evolve and become angels ourselves, or at least have the more angelic side of ourselves come through in everything we do. And we should also get a lot of Chanukah gelt and give Chanukah gelt.